everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. Happy Valentine's Day. I don't think I have a Valentine. I can be my own Valentine, it's fine. So today I wanted to talk to you about love, and I wanted to talk to you about my favorite kind of love. A love that is just so true and so real, and nobody can take it from you. A love of books. Let's talk about my cover love, shall we? Let's get shallow and silly and goofy, and let's just do cover love. Some of these books I didn't even like. Some of these books I loved. Some of them, no, I've read them all. But and there's only one I didn't like, but still, this is just cover love. Just pure cover love. It's just shallow. We're going to enjoy it. It's fine. The first one, of course, is, this one's so well loved. This is The Last Animal by Abby Jean. In my searches of my shelves, I found that I have 4 books with octopuses on them. I have a real love of octopuses. I just think they're so fascinating and beautiful, especially when they're like steampunky octopuses or like watercolor octopuses. I love them. So, yes, I love this cover. This is a short story collection by Abby Jean, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. She also wrote The Lightkeepers, which was in my top 2 of last year for 2016. But this is one of my all-time favorite short story collections. This is beautiful. This is wonderful. It discusses animals and emotions and the overlap of humans and animals and emotions and feelings. And oh, it's so beautiful. But look at the cover, and then it goes to the back. It goes to the back. See? It goes to the back. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Then we have this one. This one I read, and this one I see everybody pick up because cover love, duh, and then nobody reads it. And I've read it, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic. This is Of Things Gone Astray, and it's by Janina Mathewson. This is a lovely story. It's almost a short story collection, but it all intertwines. It's got beautiful salmon-y end papers and lovely mint end papers. So pretty. They're not end papers, they're flaps. But anyway, this is just a really wonderful, quirky, sort of sassy little story about several different people who have lost things in their life, whether it be the front of their house or a family member, and they have to go and find them, and in the meantime they have a small little adventure. It's definitely just a quirky, fun read. It reminded me a lot of a Wes Anderson film. Then this book, I didn't like it, but I can't part with the cover. And I've considered taking the dust jacket off and putting it in a picture frame and putting it on my wall and then getting rid of the book. But for some reason, I can't seem to bring myself to separate the two. It's okay. This is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. There we go. Words. Naomi Novik. This is a retelling fairy tale-esque kind of fantasy book talking about a young woman who was picked to be taken off to a castle and to be never heard from again for at least 10 years, and then they'll pick a new person, and you find out along the way why she was picked, what she does, the magic systems in the world, and all of these wonderful things and tales. It was fun. It was easy. It was a good way for me to get into fantasy, but that's about it. But that cover, I love it. It's just so medieval and beautiful, and I love it. It's a pretty cover. It's very pretty. And then this one, I have not spoken about this book more than like maybe twice, which is ridiculous because I really enjoyed it. This is a super raw story. This is Surveys by Natasha Stagg, and it is a story about a young girl who works in a mall at almost like a kiosk-y kind of random little shop where people come in, they sit down, they take some surveys, and then they're paid cash. And her job is to just sit there and help the people take these surveys. And it is a boring and dull and not really that fun of a job. She ends up falling in love with someone and tries to go off with them, and then the world just kind of becomes real for her. And it's just a really realistic story about life in this time and age, and the idea of dating online, and the idea of trying to court in this day and age, and what that looks like, and how it's so different than it used to be. It's just a lot of fun. It's an easy read, but it's definitely very raw. But that cover, I love that So the story with this book is I was on Instagram and I was scrolling through and I saw a table for, I think, The Strand, and it was just a table. They were like taking pictures of like new releases or something at The Strand. And I saw this book cover on the book table. I didn't know a thing about it. I just was like, what is that? I need it in my life. And then I obsessively tried to track it down, and The Strand finally responded to my message, which was, what book is that one on the like left bottom to the second over? And they were like, that survey is by Natasha Stagg. And I was like, okay, great. And then I got it. I think I ordered it directly from them. And I bought it solely on a cover buy. I didn't read up on it. I didn't do anything like that. And I actually really enjoyed it. So there was that. And then, of course, what would a beautiful cover buy or cover love be without this? This is William Shakespeare's The Phantom Menace by Ian Dozier. Now, I love these books, and I definitely want to collect and will collect. Don't doubt me. I will collect all of these. I will have them all in my possession. They will. The force is strong with them, and they will all be coming home. For those of you who don't know about The Phantom Menace, what do I say to you? Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, Yoda, Jedi, awesome hairdos, Natalie Portman. Ta-da! And this is it written in William Shakespeare style. It is brilliant. But the cover! Okay. Geek. This is a geek moment right now. When I was 13, so when I was about 7, I watched the first Star Wars. So Star Wars Episode 1, Star Wars Episode 4, 5, and 6. And Princess Leia was bae. She was my girl. I wanted to be just like her. Carrie Fisher was not even in the picture. It was just Princess Leia and me. There was no actress involved. It was only Princess Leia. And she was badass and epic and wonderful, and I loved her. And then I hit about 13, and the first Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, came out, and we saw it in theaters. I hated most of the movie. Really did. But dang! I loved Padme. I loved her. So much sass and so much hardcoreness. Kind of loses it a little bit throughout the movies, in my opinion, but that's okay. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry. She loses her edge. It's really sad. But anyway, I loved Padme in the first movie, and I thought she was epic. And Natalie Portman was like my bae. And I had a blow-up chair of Queen Amidala. I had every single book that was about Queen Amidala. I had 4 Barbies that were Queen Amidala that were all still in the packages, mind you, because I didn't want to mess up her hair. And then I had like the Queen Amidala gun and the Queen Amidala action figures. Like, if there was a Queen Amidala item, I had it. It was intense. So that was my geek confession of the day. Queen Amidala was bae. I loved that woman. And I continued to love her, even though she kind of had some rough days. She definitely had some rougher days. But I loved her. She was like, I adored her. Although Princess Leia is always going to be like my first and foremost, like, original nasty woman. Like, she's my original. Like, I wanted to be Princess Leia pretty much my entire life. Since I could figure out who I wanted to be, it was Princess Leia. I was okay with the Disney princesses, but I wanted to be Princess Leia. That was my princess of choice. Technically, she's now a Disney princess. See, I totally got it. I was definitely, okay, this has gone on long enough. For those of you who stuck with me for this rant, I appreciate that. I got a little off topic. But this is all about love anyway, so it's fine. I will see you guys in my next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.